back to the shed. We're doing the 102nd of our episodes. Again, we're doing this one virtually. Little waves from everybody. So we hope you're going to stick with us for the next hour or so. I think it might be about that long as we talk about God only knows what. So hang around. You can look for this whole episode on YouTube or just listen to it in your garden if you don't feel like carting around a TV with you. A huge TV, because that's where we look best. So settle in, and here we go.
So I've been on, I told you guys that I got that gig, the musical gig, right?
Oh, yeah, but I didn't know it was so much of a musical, but it is, yeah. It's like Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I did say that, what do you know then? Had I been on set?
No, you were going to get like 5 or 6 days of filming and 1 full day's pay just to get your COVID testing done.
I don't know the final decision on that one. Nobody's got a check yet for that 15 seconds of swabbing your nose and then making $600, but we'll see how that. No, so I had a day. I had a really short 2-hour rehearsal, just because there's the big song Schmigadoon, which is in the first scene, which is actually it's more like the song Oklahoma. Right, yeah. I thought it was going to be Brigadoon, but it isn't. So all the local townspeople are introduced, and so I had 2 lines, I think, in the song. So they're shot separately and all very complicated. And then I went in, and I swear my first day was, I've never seen money, like only 2 people. There's 20 dancers at least, right? This is cast plus a dozen main cast. And they all got us. So Crew Park is on the top side of Cap U. Mm-hmm. They're shooting at North Shore Studios, but the circus is across the street from North Shore Studios. It's not actually on the lot because the lot is so busy. So you take a shuttle from Cap U to the circus, and then take another little shuttle across the street and around, into. But there can only be 2 people in a shuttle. In these big 7-15 people vans, there can only be 2, maybe 3 people. Yeah. And everybody's, oh my goodness, the COVID, holy doodles, everybody's masked, and the actors wear these face things that go around your neck so that they don't touch your makeup. They go around your neck, like and they just come straight up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what they have to wear. And everybody is, everybody's just very careful, but I can't imagine the addition to production costs that involves, right? Oh, it's just...
No kidding.
Anyway, big... so the idea, it's 6 half hours, so what it's going to be, it's for Apple TV, and you'll be able to binge it like a 3-hour movie, right? It'll be just kind of a long musical.
Nice.
So, yeah, very cool.
So you said you've only done a couple days of filming so far?
Yeah.
And you got more to come?
2 more, yeah.
Yeah, good. There's a lot of good stuff coming out on Apple TV Plus now.
Is there?
There better be. Yeah. I'm still subscribed.
Well, you really should watch Ted Lasso. I think did I already talk about that one?
You did, and I haven't, so yes, I should.
Tehran, which is set in Tehran, in Iran, is just an awesome show. That's a thriller, and it's actually an Israeli show. It's made in Israel, and it's very little English in it. Subtitles. Just fantastic.
Have you guys seen Barry?
I have seen Barry, yeah. When we had an HBO subscription, I did the first season, and I'm going to watch them all.
God, it's clever.
Oh, yeah.
God, he's good. Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the premise just sounds like, come on, that can't be good. Like, it's just like he's a...
hitman.
He's a hitman, and he suddenly realizes that he likes the theater. Yeah. And Moby, this must resonate for you.
Oh my God, it's so funny. So funny. And Henry Winkler as the teacher. Oh my God. And the crazy Chechnyan guy. Oh, what a character, man. Oh, geez, it's really smart.
What's it called again? Barry?
Barry. Yeah. And it's like, come on, there's no way he can be an actor because then he can no longer be a hitman. No, it's not that simple. It's not the way the show rolls out. It's really got wheels.
It's clever. I like it.
Huh. I've been watching The Lake on Netflix. It's one of those disease apocalypse things. It's a Russian, they got to get out of Moscow and get to some remote location. And I don't even know why I'm watching it, because it's really kind of not that well written. Characters do really stupid, predictable things. And yet I've watched probably 5 episodes. Here's my learning. Turn off dubbing and just read the subtitles. Dubbing is just a losing affair.
That's right.
Just really is.
And that's a PSA, because I didn't know that, and some of our listeners may not know that. If you're watching on Netflix and it's overdubbed, you think, well, that's the only choice you have, because that's the way TV was. No, you just turn off the dubbing and turn on the subtitles, and it just completely makes anything better.
It really does. I was sort of shocked. I really began enjoying it a lot more. It seemed a lot less clumsy, a lot less predictable, and a lot more authentic when I was reading subtitles. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But the way I had it set was doing both. It was dubbed and I was getting subtitles, and the dubbed script didn't match the subtitle script, and I was finding that annoying. And then
because I was watching a French show. Sue and I were watching it, and the worst thing about the dubbing was that the cadence of the French speech is different than English, and yet they forced the actors to match the cadence.
Ugh.
So, do you want to go out now? It just, it's just so weird.
Yeah, I just...
You guys, where is this? I've never seen a dubbing thing on Netflix.
So, but it's only certain shows that default. If they default to dubbing, find your way through the menus and turn that down.
Yeah, no, I have to. For some reason, my audio goes automatic to CC and subtitles, so you get music in the background.
Oh I get that too.
Those little things, so you can turn that off. But I haven't never seen a dubbing thing.
Well, I've got Apple TV, so I've got the small little remote, silver remote that you hold in your hand. And Haley Googled it while we were watching this thing the other day, and you just hold the select button, just hold it down, and a menu just pops up on the screen on my TV, and I just select. You can select any of a number of languages to have it dubbed in, and if you happen to know what it was originally filmed in this case Russian, you just select Russian.
Yeah.
And then you've got subtitles and no dubbing.
Yeah, and I guess it may not even come into play. For some reason, it only happened to us once. Where the default was suddenly dubbing, so we had to override it.
Yeah, I've had it defaulted on a whole bunch, but in this particular one, it was surprising. I began enjoying it way better once it stopped.
Cool.
Dumb.
Did you want to do your gigantic surefire money-making idea? It's the Legalize a Russian Roulette game show?
Yeah, no, I know what it is. I'm just trying to think.
And we didn't cover this already?
No, okay, so no, I don't think we should do that. It's just way too negative. It all had to do with all the stupid gun rights guys and their right to not wear masks and to get lethal diseases, and nobody should be able to prevent them from doing that. And the thought was just, okay, well, let's just go all the way. We could make a pile of money doing Russian roulette. Like, that'd be the greatest game show ever. People just blow their brains out on national TV for huge amounts of money. And that's what it was. So no, I don't think we should do that.
That is rather dark, awful. Skinny.
But I do see one on here, though, that is... Postal police. Like, KJ, what is that? Postal police.
Oh, it's in rough neighborhoods, like in Chicago and Detroit, where there's actually the UPS actually supplies police to go with the letter carriers into the neighborhoods to deliver the mail so that they feel safe, so that the mail can be delivered. And one of the things that, what's his name? Who's the head of the UPS right now? I want to say it's not DeVos. That's her. DeVos. It's like DeJoy, or it's a.
There it is, DeJoy. You've got it.
Right. Yeah. So they actually pulled the police. They just cut the budget of the police so that the letter carriers are forced to either deliver the mail or not, or be safe and not deliver the mail. And of course, it's in poorer neighborhoods, and it's just another voter suppression thing.
Yeah.
But I had never heard of these postal police before, and I thought,
are they? I wonder if they're actually like somewhere in the Postal Service organization. They're postal. I wonder if they're UPS employees as opposed to contractors. Is what I'm trying to say. I wonder.
Like if they're real cops?
No, I'm wondering if they're real postal employees, and that how like park rangers in some circumstances can carry guns.
Oh,
they have to deal with animals in parks, and so they're okay to do that. And there's always a question about whether that constitutes them being peace officers or not. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So I wonder if the postal police are actual postal employees who are entitled to carry guns. I wonder. It's not a hugely important question, but
no, I suspect not, because I don't know that you can just let in America, who knows?
Yeah, again,
right?
You look at the federal guys, there's all of those different little mini armies and all these different branches of the federal government.
Yeah, well, I would think that certainly they would carry guns. That's the U.S. way, right?
Yes, but the question would be, are they employees or not? That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's an interesting question, but I think whether they carry guns or not is also quite interesting.
I think you're right. There's no question about that.
Hey, I've got one for you guys. Do you both have access to a web browser right now?
See?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get you to key something in.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm hoping you haven't seen this yet because it's quite fascinating. The URL is thispersondoesnotexist.com.
Well, it looks like it's a popular thing because it just popped right up. So here I go.
And then we'll.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, say again, this person what?
thispersondoesnotexist.com. Our listeners can play along. And, of course, we'll put a link to it as well in the show notes.
Wow.
And, PJ, when you get tired of looking at that one, just refresh it.
I'm just reading all the little notes underneath about what it is, really. Wow.
I'm just locked in something here. I don't know. I just have a picture of this guy. Is that what I'm supposed to have?
That's what you're supposed to have.
And then what?
The person that you're looking at does not exist.
Yeah.
That's computer generated. And it's remarkable. Of course, I can't see what you're seeing, Moby. I get my own person. Mine is a woman. She looks like she's maybe from Indonesia. She has a bit of a headdress on. And all kinds of, facial flaws like real people have.
Oh, I see. So you just refresh and you get a new person.
You get a new person. You get a unique person that nobody else has ever seen before because these people don't exist. They're completely computer generated.
Sorry, but are they being generated on the fly here?
On the fly.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Now this, okay. I haven't clicked on the learn how it works. I should have done that, PJ, because maybe you're right. Maybe they pre-generate.
Oh,
Okay.
It's a YouTube thing, so I won't watch that.
Yeah,
right now.
me too. I just paused it. So, yeah, sorry for you guys and sorry for our listeners. I only just learned about this morning. So maybe these images are generated. You would think it would take some computing power to come up with them.
Yeah,
They are
that's what I was.
just remarkable.
Yes, and I think we actually talked not about this specific site, but about this topic about a year ago, because we were discovering this. I think you might have even brought it up where we had discovered that they're constructing completely false images that are completely convincing as actual
you just
people.
look at these, and the one I'm looking at right now, not a symmetrical face like most of us in real life. A slightly off-kilter smile. Like, it just like, holy smokes, these are real people, but they're not.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all I got on that topic.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And yeah, so when you go in there, people, you can do what I should have done in advance, which is, it says here, don't panic. Learn how it works. Because, of course, the first thing you think is, oh, man, they're going to fake. Everything's going to be fake. Anyway, it says learn how it works, and they give you 3 different links and how to make them yourself. Oh, and there's art, there's cats, there's horses. So I've just clicked on cats, and this cat does not exist.com. Very interesting. The end.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Jeez, that's pretty freaky. I don't love it. I mean, it's really interesting, and listeners, do go look at it. And just bear in mind, they're completely made up. Just totally not based on any real person anywhere.
Right, and they can talk too, right? You can make them talk, right?
Yeah.
That's where we were when we were talking about this, is they were saying stuff. There was these faces that were quite convincing, and they were saying stuff.
Yeah. Well, you guys have probably had those moments in your life. They don't necessarily come along quite often, but people say, you look exactly like so-and-so. Have you ever had that?
Chuck Schumer. I mean, no, what's his name?
Sure.
What?
No, you, Richie, not Chuck Schumer, the head of the judiciary. Adam
Schiff?
Schiff.
Okay.
You?
What are you saying? RJ looks like that?
Almost identical.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
I don't know.
I think these learning, they call them neural networks. They study millions of photographs, and they can grab little pieces of everybody, and it's almost like genetic mixing, just like the way our genes actually work. They're just pulling a little bit of this, slightly narrower eyes, a little bit of a scab.
The only one of those I ever had I looked like somebody was a prisoner in a TV series called Oz.
Oh, yeah, you look like a lot of prisoners.
There was some guy who was a prisoner, and I had some total stranger just tell me, you're just a dead ringer for that guy. And I had no idea. I've never seen it. No idea what they were talking about.
And I think, you know what? I think you get those often from strangers. Because they haven't had a chance to soak in your whole three-dimensional and all the differences, right? So they just like, wow, you look like so-and-so. I got one once. I've forgotten the actor's name, though. But I really don't look like him at all, especially now. But for one moment, this person felt that I looked like... who played in Inspector Gadget, the lead?
Peter Sellers?
No.
It was Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. Who played in Ferris Bueller?
Matthew Broderick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Jeez.
for that moment, the guy felt that I looked just like Matthew Broderick. So my hair must have fallen a certain way, whatever. But,
Well, I could sort of see that. It would have to be a particular play of light and shadow, but I can see it.
But now I'm going to go look at Adam Schiff, and maybe I've got my next Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to go look at that TV series, Oz. I'm just going to...
Oh, so you don't know which prisoner?
No. No, I don't. And I probably don't want to know.
But they got a lot of shaved heads in prison.
Because the words that they didn't say were George Clooney. That's not what they said. So now I'm not going to go look it up. I just don't want to know.
Right.
He rolls his eyes.
Who rolled their eyes?
You're doing this.
I was. I was looking at the next item.
You were 100%. Well, whatever.
Got a quick one.
Lay it on us.
It's just because we were doing all this stuff around the house and getting furniture. We got some new chairs, and they have little kind of chips in them where the wood kind of, I don't know, just a little crack. So you can see the color of the wood underneath is light, but the varnish, what do you call it? The finish is a nice, rich, deep, dark mahogany color. So Sue bought these magic markers that are a range of different wood colors. Have you guys seen those?
No way, really?
They're just awesome.
They're like Crayola crayons, aren't they?
These ones are like magic markers. But I have seen also the crayon type ones too.
Geez, you guys, why don't we think stuff like that up? Why aren't we rich and thinking stuff like that up? Come on, let's get on the job here.
I know.
That's a great idea, but I would never...
It's amazing because it's got 6 shades from, I think, oak. That would be one of the lighter ones, right? And right through there's mahogany, and there's one darker than mahogany. And you just basically go through the shades. You go, yeah, this one's close enough. And you just color over the little part, and Bob's your uncle. And the thing is, of course, if you look at it, if you know it's there, you're going to get close enough, and you're going to go, oh, yeah, I can see where you did that.
Yeah.
But nobody else is going to notice ever in a million years.
Right.
Nope, that's the handyman's paradox. We talked about paradoxes a few episodes. That's the handyman's paradox. The handyman steps in and can see everything that he or she did wrong in an entire room at a glance.
Yeah.
Everybody else on Earth does not.
And isn't that like that on the theater, Moby? After the show, you can't believe all the mistakes he made, and the audience members are going, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, yeah. Even cast members. You say, "Oh, Jesus, I had a shitty show." They, "Oh, you're great tonight."
Oh, now that, oh, yeah, imagination. So why don't we think so? So I had this in Twitter the other day. Somebody put up a picture and they said, my mom dressed up as a seagull egg for Halloween. And somebody in this picture just put one of those light fixtures, those paper light fixtures, right over their head, and they just dabbled it with spots. And then they had a big ruff around their neck, a big fluffy ruff. Yeah. And it just, and they wore some parka that was a complementary color. But the thing was, the globe looked, they put a picture of a real seagull egg up next to it. And it was just a ringer for it. And it was just sitting on a slightly undersized nest. And I thought, why don't I think of stuff like that? It's just a great idea. Just perfect seagull egg costume. Why don't I think of...
I saw one of a Zoom call. The real human is at a desk, and this desk goes out from their chest, and they have a great big fake TV screen in front of them with 4 people's faces on it. and one of the 4 components of it was a real TV screen. So I think it was a teenage girl, and it was her father on the other end. So she goes around the neighborhood, and there's a real person.
Just doing it via her phone.
Wow. No. She had a real desk sticking out from her costume.
I know, with a real TV on it, and the real TV was connected through her phone to a real Zoom call, probably. Yeah, that's a great idea also.
Yeah, pretty wild.
God. Yeah, I wish I just had more imagination, because some of the things that people, like I say, how many times have you said that to yourself? I wish I'd have thought of that. Those stupid markers. Somebody probably made a couple $100,000 on that, make them match the wood. Just wasn't me.
Hey, Skinny.
What?
I'm having troubles with my light switch in my truck, and I wonder if you want to spend some time. What I have to do is that I talked to Jute, and he said, because my lights went out all of a sudden.
All of them?
No, I had high beams, but I didn't have low beams. And he said, your dimmer switch on the floor is constantly wet, so it might have rusted over the years. And I thought that's a good idea, so I swapped that out. Wasn't that? I changed the lamps because they're probably 20 years old. Yeah. But the thing is, they both went out at the same time, so I thought, it's a switch. So I bought a switch, but of course the wire connector does not fit the new switch. And so I got to somehow figure out, I can't get the schematics for the new switch. I've asked for them, but somehow got to figure out where to put the old wires onto the new switch.
Yeah. Oh, I could fool with that endlessly. That sounds way more likely to be solved than that music player from China problem. That thing, completely inscrutable. If the batteries don't work, I'm out of ideas. Yeah, I could fool with that. Oh, coffee maker fix would be another one. My coffee maker of 8 years gave it up this morning. And so I started trying to take it apart, and of course immediately couldn't get 2 of the screws out. They just won't. So I'm going to drill them out once the battery for my drill charges up, because why would it be charged? Because I need it. So that's me. I'm going to fix that stupid thing. And in the meantime, I'm going to order an espresso maker. So we're going to either have pour-overs and espresso, or we're going to have drip coffee out of a refixed machine. I don't know what happened to it. It still gets power and everything, but...
Do you know what espresso maker you're going to order?
No, Hale ordered it off Amazon.
Okay.
So I don't know what it'll be. Hopefully it'll be good. I haven't had an espresso machine since 2010 in a whole other life. I've been drinking drip coffee all this time. And it finally dawned on me, I don't work. So it's not like I have to wake up to a pre-programmed pot of coffee ready to go.
Yeah.
the
So
conversation. Yeah.
Part of your morning ritual is going to be.
Yeah.
And you learn. It's kind of fun because, each time you go, there's a little bit less, not enough froth or whatever you're after.
Yeah. I did it for years. For years when I was married, I would make her a cup and me a cup. Bring it up, put it on the bedside table, time to get up, here's your coffee. For years and years, espressos, right? Cappuccinos, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then I moved, and in my new life, I did not feel that I wished to be making those. I just had a drip machine.
Mm-hmm.
Had a really old beat one that lasts for about 2 years, and I got this Cuisinart. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, that's what we have too.
And it's been really good, but for whatever reason this morning, just the end, not going.
Skinny, what was the date of your wedding day with Heather?
September 18th, I believe.
What year?
No, sorry, it was September 20th. Oh, God, what year? But I want to say 2000.
Oh.
Was it
I
2000?
want to say 2000. You're so
I
funny.
can't really remember. Ah, yes. So, listeners, for your information, KJ was best man at my second wedding. I can't remember. I wonder, were you best man at my first wedding, too? I don't even
No,
remember.
I was best man. At your
RJ
second
was.
wedding.
Yeah, okay. You were the second and KJ was the first? That can't be right. I'm just lost. I think it is.
I think
Carol.
it was one of those romantic comedies, and the stress was that he actually made us both best man, and he pulled it off. We never figured it out.
Yeah, that was what it was. Thus laying the seeds for the eventual end of the relationship.
What's that?
What do I
Oh,
do?
God.
This is why I'm single. Yeah, it's just too much.
This episode sponsored by Nancy from New Westminster.
That's from New West. Wedding services as you like them. Live and in person only for the participants and the officiant. Except for it's not an officiant, is it? There's some other name for the person who says the words.
A certain number of different parties can be an officiant, including a justice of the peace.
Yeah, okay. I'll buy that, RJ. I will.
And your MLA too, right?
Yeah, or the ship's captain.
And I wonder if us three were willing to spend some money, we probably could do it too.
Nancy from New West, we're looking at you on this answer.
Yeah, we want.
What did it take? What did it take?
Become officiants?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's probably.
Yeah. Both you guys
Who
say
wouldn't
yeah.
want to be married by one of
Well,
us?
there's got to be the fraudulent type little mom and little
Can you imagine?
diploma farms or whatever they are.
That's so funny. Well, it's so funny on many levels. Like, who would want one of us to be their officiant? And then what kind of crazy fraud could you contemplate? It's just, God, it's ridiculous.
I'd be like, oh, that reminds me of a time. Let me just take a little sidebar here.
At every ceremony, I've found it's worthwhile to talk about myself quite a bit. And so I'd like to take a moment and...
Yes.
Oh, it's fun. Okay, boys. I think we are moving towards a conclusion here. I believe we have done, as usual, stellar work, I think.
But it's getting dark out
Yes,
here in
it
the
is.
shed.
That's right.
4:39.
I know.
We're in daylight losing time now.
That's right. We have sprung forward.
When's
it going to end?
Is this our last time for this?
No,
We don't know.
It wasn't discussed as part of the election. I guess it's not considered a platform.
It's not a hot issue.
Too bad. I think Ontario's talking about it again now. This
Oh
time it's
boy, Ontario.
Yeah. Permanent daylight saving time.
Well, especially now that I'm not working, I'm way more in favor of it. I did have a little hesitation when I was still driving the shuttle because it meant you would be in darkness for an extra hour in the morning, and I don't really like driving around in the dark, especially in the rain. But now that I'm not doing that, yeah, bring on the dark mornings. I'll just sleep in till 10:30 instead. And then go officiate some ceremonies in the afternoon. For beer money. I'll tell everybody that's why I'm doing it too. I'm your officiant. I just do this for beer money.
I just had a vision of you running to a place for a ceremony, putting your tie on,
Yeah.
switching
absolutely.
uniforms.
Yeah, and then blithely announcing that I'm just doing it for beer money.
Yeah, Tales from the Chapel.
Oh, man. You bet that would be a very rich source. You can just bet that would be.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. who's the pastor of this church, and does he or she wish to see some outside party coming in to perform? What are the strata rules around weddings in the place?
And there she was, walking down the aisle. She turned around and walked right back out.
You can just, it would be endless. But we'll let Nancy tell us what it would take first.
Yes. Nancy, we need some tales from the chapel, please.
It's exactly. She probably has a rich fund.
I know.
That's all we got for this week, so we're going to be on our way. We're going to hope you're looking after yourselves, because if you made it this far, we want you to go the rest of the way with us too. If you've got anything that came up in this that we're the authors of, as opposed to some of the listener mail you may have heard in other episodes that you'd like to respond to, encourage you to respond more directly to that than to us. No, I'm just kidding. If you got anything in here that you want to comment on, ask about, or suggest for us, we would just love to hear it. We're all about that. Look for us on YouTube in this episode, and probably a couple of others, because I think we are likely to be doing more of these than the actual In the Shed live ones. Also, if you or someone you love actually wants to be a guest, that's a thing you could suggest to us. We've had a couple of suggestions. We haven't been able to act on them all, but we're pretty wide open, so let us know about that. Anybody got anything else they want to tell to our users, our listeners, prior to sending them off?
Bye.
Every time I fall for that. Every time. KJ's waving. For you listening to the audio, you might not be able to hear that wave.
Jazz hands.
Thanks for coming.
That's right. Thanks for coming, you guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk soon. Bye.